Don't look now. Kenny Boy Roczen is back, and he's back in a big way. Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's bar banging topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It is very important to stay close to the channel in these very, very crazy moto times. All right, friends, welcome to the channel. Always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows and sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. Friends, I laugh at this stuff. It's like a built-in self-defense mechanism to wrap my head around what I got to unpackage for you guys today as I blow the lid off of American motocross and now World Supercross. World Supercross was very, very revealing, wasn't it? Kenny Boy Roczen uncorks the quad during the race. I heard that maybe Josh Hill or somebody uncorked it during qualifying, but I don't think he ever made it to the mains. Kenny Boy Roczen, dude. Now, here's the thing, my friends. We're going to read between the lines and look between the cracks and examine. This was very revealing to me. I've said this since I've started this channel not too long ago. We are going to see the craziest silly season ever. And the racing drama will be insane. Buckle up and strap in. I'm really excited to come report on this up-and-coming race season that's really already started with this off-season new series that's trying to make a run at Supercross. They see the fractures and the politics killing the sport over here. And they're hanging on by their fingernails, trying to now hybrid the outdoors with indoors to do some new super motocross series, whatever. Cheering for it. It'll be fun. You know, it's all about, you do want to continue to evolve the sport and stay on the cutting edge. But this was out of financial necessity that they're doing this. It wasn't because they had some great new idea. No, this was out of financial necessity, my friends. I'm going to blow the lid off of it. It's been great. I've already been copyright striked on this channel and couldn't post videos because I'm blowing the lid off the stuff as an industry guy who's worked on the brand level to the team level with brands, sponsoring teams, to eventually working with the teams, hiring riders, doing just everything in the trenches of the industry from the very high level to very, boots on the ground level. It's been awesome. So I'm here reporting for you guys. Love this stuff. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's what this media now and all this governing bodies of the sports are doing. They're trying to shove stuff down, keep you guys in the dark so you don't understand. They want to sell you a product, an image, whatever. Click here, buy this, whatever. That's what it is now. It's all your digital footprint. I used to sell that as an industry guy. Our digital footprint and our media package shows whatever. It's just get to some gate drops and some racing. And that brings me back to Kenny Boy Roczen. Kenny Boy Roczen got kind of burned by the industry. He almost gave his life for the industry. And every guy out there has potential of giving your life to this sport. It is that dangerous. This is Evel Knievel, daredevil stuff these guys are doing. The industry don't care. Industry's trying not to pay these guys. And even only the factory guys, a very small percentage of the people that dedicate their life to the sport, get to retire from the sport and be done, get to retire from the sport. Most of them have to just go back to work at some point or find a job, but they're all jacked up, broken up. We've seen it. We've seen so many riders, the J-Laws, the Tyler Evans, the Ernie Francecos, the guys, the Doug Henrys, they've given it all to the sport. And the sport wasn't there for them when they were done racing. When they were no longer a commodity for the sport. It's what have you done for me lately? So that's reality. So Kenny Boy almost suffered that same thing. He almost lost his arm. None of us knew how severe that thing was. When the doctor came in the room, hey, listen, Ken, your arm is shattered. I mean, this thing is shattered. We're probably going to have to cut the thing off, dude. If it doesn't start, we're going to give it a shot, Ken, because you're a rich guy and you got a lot of money and you got this, we're throwing all this money at this thing. We got top surgeons ready to try to save this thing. But I'm just letting you know, Kenny, we can't guarantee we're going to be able to save this thing. If it gets infected, which it did, we could have to cut it off. Can you imagine being Kenny Boy in that bed, laying there? Well, that's horrible. And then he comes back to World Supercross and uncorks that quad. He's running up front. He's showing speed that could have won the race. But unfortunately, Eli Tomac will be the kryptonite for poor Kenny. But the thing is we need Kenny out there because he's a massive talent, and we owe it to Kenny. We owe it to Kenny to make sure he has a spot in this sport, because he almost gave up his life as he knows it, at minimum, being an amputee because of this sport. It wouldn't have surprised me to see him come out there with a prosthetic arm and give it a go. Like, that's how committed our boy Kenny Boy is. And he's like Kenny Boy, there's times where I was like, I don't know if I like Kenny Boy. I think he's just all, I'll talk. But when he came back from what he came back from, and then was treated the way he was treated from Honda, basically. Now, the truth is always somewhere in the middle. I'm sure Kenny Boy, at the height of his career, was pulling some shenanigans on some of these teams, hard playing them for money. And then he got hurt, and he got a little more humble. He got a little more humble after he was hurt. But I love Kenny Boy. On this bike, I really want to talk about what Kenny was able to do. He lined it up with limited time on the bike, and he came out there and was very competitive. That shortened race clearly benefits Kenny. We'll see how Kenny can do in a 20-lap Supercross. Supercross is less taxing even at a 20-lap event than it is for the outdoors. I think Kenny needs to go indoors only at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already announced that, or if that's his plans, if that's his intentions. I don't know who he's going to ride for. Maybe the bike that he rode. I think he should, because he looked great on that bike. Clearly, he was comfortable on it. He uncorked the quad. I know Tomac could have uncorked that thing. Most of the riders out there could have uncorked that thing, but they didn't want to. Why? Because they'd already been paid. There was no financial gain to uncork it. But Kenny did it. Why? Because he's a racer first. I wish Tomac should have uncorked that. If I was going to probably cast shade on Tomac at any level, why didn't you uncork the quad? I want to hear somebody ask Eli Tomac, why didn't you uncork the quad? Well, it's clear. As a rider, sometimes you look at an obstacle and you're like, I'm not going for it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not doing it. This was definitely that event. Now, had that been a championship moment, and even if it was the championship for this World Supercross Series, I don't think Eli would have done it. The payday isn't as big. There's not as much riding on it. This is almost an exhibition race. This was a promoter getting riders to come over to see if they could launch a new Supercross, because American Supercross is starting to have to readjust itself because it's falling on its face. But nobody's telling us that, but that's in fact what's going on. And that's what's going on in there. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as an ex-industry guy blowing the lid off of a lot of topics others won't touch, to let you know Kenny Boy Roczen, he's the real deal. And what he did at World Supercross, I hope you're not minimizing that. He uncorked that quad, looked really good on that bike. The track was super marbly. He washed out. It's Kenny Boy. He's doing that, all the time anyway. We'll get that more out of Kenny Boy. He might not be a title threat this year, but the dude, you can't rule him out. He's going to be in the conversation. He's earned the respect. He's come back from almost a career-ending, if not life-ending injury. We owe Kenny Boy that respect. The factories have shunned him. I don't care why. I don't care about the politics. I don't care. What I know is I will always be cheering for Kenny Boy. At the moment, anyway. I guess things can always change, but at the moment, I'm still a massive Kenny Boy fan. I think the guy is great. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. If you appreciate the content, I do want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link is in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there. If you enjoyed this video and other videos in your screen at this time, along with an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please keep it pinned today. I'll see you on the next video.